Waters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Cockpit earlier at about 7 a.m. A group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PH Vote 2013.
Today on Rappler. 2 days later, still no sign of the missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. The Senate passes the Freedom of Information Bill on third and final reading. And victims of a 7 billion peso housing scam won't back down in a lawsuit against housing developer Delphin Lee.
Hello, I'm Natasha Gutierrez sitting in for Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 on Saturday is a mystery to authorities and civilians. It's been 2 days, but authorities say there's still no sign of the Beijing-bound flight that went off the radar about 2 hours after leaving Kuala Lumpur. The plane, carrying 239 people and captained by a veteran pilot, did not send any distress signals when it disappeared near Vietnam. 2 objects resembling aircraft debris were found in waters off southern Vietnam Sunday. That turned out to be a false alarm. Anxious families wait for news as several countries send ships and planes to join in the search, zeroing in on waters off the remote Vietnamese island of To Chu. Officials say there's little to go on. CNN's national security analyst Peter Bergen says the range of possible reasons may include mechanical failure, pilot error, or terrorism. Malaysia launches a terror probe after it was found that at least 2 passengers used stolen passports. The Interpol confirms this, but says it's too soon to speculate if there's a connection between the stolen passports and the missing plane. Christian Kozel of Austria and Luigi Maraldi of Italy were listed on the passenger list, but neither boarded the plane. Records show tickets for the 2 were bought in Thailand. The passports were stolen there in 2012 and 2013. The jet's disappearance triggers Malaysia Airlines stock to drop 10% in early trading Monday. The incident is a massive blow for the carrier struggling against low-cost rivals such as AirAsia. Senator Miriam Santiago says Technology Resource Center head Dennis Cunanan is qualified to be a state witness, even if proven that he lied about receiving kickbacks from alleged pork barrel mastermind Janet Napoles. Santiago says that under the rules of court, an accused can become a state witness if, quote, it appears that he is not the most guilty. She adds the state witness rule is an exception to the rule that when a witness is caught lying in one detail, he should be presumed to be lying in all details. Santiago is among the senators who grilled Cunanan at the Senate hearing on the pork barrel scam on Thursday. The Senate on Monday passes the Freedom of Information or FOI bill on third and final reading with 21 affirmative votes. Senator Grace Poe sponsored the bill, saying its passage was long overdue and will improve transparency in government. The bill will allow access to government documents of high public interest, but it does not cover cabinet discussions, matters of national security, diplomatic affairs, and ongoing police investigations, a subject to limits. The FOI bill is among the Senate's priorities for 2014, despite the president's refusal to certify the bill as urgent. The House of Representatives is keen on passing the bill by 2016. For our social media post of the day, here are reactions to the Freedom of Information Bill. Alexander Anda says it is the only way to go in a post-EDSA democracy. Aaron Dane tweets that the FOI bill is a way to promote transparency in the government to avoid corruption. This is important, especially with the SALN of government officials. The man behind an alleged 7 billion peso housing scam was arrested last week, but Vice President Jejomar Binay warns there are influential people backing housing developer Delphin Lee. Despite this, the victims of the scam say they won't be fooled into a settlement. Aima Karaig reports.
Evelyn Yebres can hardly sleep at night. For 20 years, the milkfish trader dreamed and saved up for a home to call her own, only to find out that the house she bought in Mabalacat, Pampanga is not under her name. Evelyn's house belongs to a ghost buyer, part of a 7 billion peso housing scam that Globe Asiatic or GA President Delphin Lee allegedly orchestrated. When Lee was arrested Thursday after 2 years in hiding, Evelyn dared to hope that the syndicated estafa case she and other homeowners filed will finally move forward.
Parang nakaramdam kami na daig pa namin ang tumama sa loto. Dahil matagal na panahon namin na hinintay itong mangyari na mahuli si Delphine Lee. 1.537, isang baksakan. Nawala sa palad ko. Wala naman akong title. Noong time na nangailangan ako ng pinansyal, namatay ang mother ko una. Sumunod ang brother ko. Naising ko man na isang laang bahay hindi ko magawa dahil wala akong titulo.
Evelyn is just one of many homeowners who fell victim to the double or triple sale of property where GA supposedly used fake documents to secure loans from PAG-IBIG fund. The homeowners say they were drawn to the subdivision's amenities, the best in their province, but it was too good to be true. A school, a church, a commercial center, and even a carnival. Delphine Lee Severa subdivision here in Mabalacat, Pampanga promised homeowners a complete community. But their dream of owning their own homes soon decayed, much like these facilities. This is a condition of the units 4 years after the homeowners and PAG-IBIG fund filed the case against Lee. In a dialogue with PAG-IBIG Chairman Vice President Jejo Marbinay, residents say they are worried about reports the wealthy businessman will evade punishment. Binay admits there are powerful people backing Lee besides Oriental Governor Alfonso Umali.
Meron pa pero hindi ko naman sasabihin na basta't alam nila na sila yung aking tinutukoy.
Binay calls on more homeowners to join the 162 victims and PAG-IBIG fund in pursuing a case against Lee. The vice president and the homeowners reject hospital arrest for Lee and want him detained at a provincial jail. Despite Lee's money and influence, they say they will never back down.
Hanggang kamatayan po, ilalaban na namin. Hindi na po kami atras.
Lahat ng paghihirap po dapat ibigay sa kanya. Dapat nga po ikulong siya sa isang maliit na kulungan. Na talagang lahat maranasan niya lahat ng paghihirap po na naranasan namin mga niloko niya.
Evelyn says her dream of a home is now a nightmare. So walang security?
Wala. Meron man security natatawag, pero walang improvement. Hindi nila mahuli yung magnanakaw. Kasi andi dito lang sa loob din ang magnanakaw. Parang dinala kami sa slum area kung titignan mo.
The homeowners vow to see the case until the end to finally get their titles and their peace of mind. Ay Makaraig, Rappler, Pampanga.
The Philippine National Police or PNP says arrested property developer Delphine Lee was never delisted from their wanted list despite a certification from the PNP Criminal Investigation Group or CIDG. Lee and 4 others face syndicated estafa charges for the alleged use of ghost borrowers to obtain 6.6 billion pesos worth of loans from PAG-IBIG fund in 2009. 2 letters from different PNP officials appear to contradict each other. A letter from PNP Chief Alan Purisima to Lee's counsel Emmanuel Pichay says the PNP was in the process of delisting Mr. Delphine Lee from the list of wanted persons. The Secretary of the Interior and Local Government is the final authority in the approval of the said delisting. On January 15, 2014, the CIDG released a document to certify the absence of arrest warrants for Lee based on a November 2013 Court of Appeals ruling upholding a lower court verdict in favor of Lee. Justice Secretary Laila de Lima says the CIDG certification was an honest mistake since it was based on the CA verdict. 6 days before the Philippine Military Academy graduation on March 16, the chances that dismissed cadet First Class Adrian Jeff Cudilla will march with his classmates are now slim. The case triggers national outrage and now the Commission on Human Rights is stepping into the controversy. This exclusive report from Carmela Fonbuena.
The Commission on Human Rights intervenes in the case of dismissed PMA cadet First Class Aldrin Jeff Cudilla.
I am just as shocked as everybody else that a salutatorian, a bright boy, should not be allowed to graduate because he lied. And when you look into the lie, it wasn't even, I think it was just that he may not have been able to explain himself as accurately as he should have.
The Commission wants to know if the cadets' right to be heard, to due process, and right to education were violated when the Honor Committee declared him guilty of lying. The Honor Committee is composed entirely of PMA students.
So when he said that the class was dismissed late, that wasn't exactly accurate because the class was not dismissed late. It was really dismissed on time, but they were asked to stay longer. So I guess it's a question of precision and accuracy.
The PMA Honor Code implores cadets not to lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those among them who do so. Quiteles was expected to resign honorably, but he decides to fight back. He alienates cadets and alumni who are very protective of the code. The Facebook posts of his family go viral, giving the public a rare glimpse into the Academy's internal proceedings. Quiteles and his family divulge details of what they call a mistrial. The Academy is tight-lipped and maintains the process is confidential. The public outcry prompts the Chief of Staff to order a reinvestigation, but the graduation is on Sunday, March 16, and the PMA has yet to release the results. Even if the decision favors Quiteles, he has no time to complete the academic requirements that will allow him to graduate with his classmates. CHR Chairman Loretta Rosales says she wants to review the Academy's honor system to see if there is a need to reform it. She raises questions about the confidentiality of the investigation.
You can only know if something is correct if there is a check and balance. And when you talk about the integrity of the process, it talks about transparency. Hindi mo dapat itago yan, otherwise kulto ang labas mo dyan.
She says it is the best time to review the honor system as the armed forces vows to clean up its record of human rights violations.
The Philippine Military Academy is the one that molds the consciousness and the mindset of the future military soldiers.
Rosales appeals for the PMA's cooperation. In 2012, the military signed an agreement to inculcate respect of human rights and international humanitarian law in its systems. The cadets' case is going to be a test of that commitment. Carmela Fonbuena, Rappler, Manila.
Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, Nobel Prize laureate Aung San Suu Kyi speaks about the importance of free press in Myanmar, which is going through a political transition. During the East-West Center's International Media Conference in Yangon, Suu Kyi says, quote, "The press must teach us to understand what democratic responsibilities are by themselves exercising the responsibility. Without a free press, we cannot really lay the foundations of a democracy." Suu Kyi is Myanmar's democracy icon. She spent more than 15 years in detention for opposing the Burmese military junta during the 90s. At number 9, researchers find new evidence of new gases that can destroy the Earth's ozone layer. The ozone layer blocks ultraviolet rays that damage living organisms. 3 of the gases are types of chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, which are banned from production due to its adverse effects on the ozone. Where these gases came from remains a mystery. A scientist conducting research on the gases says insecticides and cleaning solvents may be the culprit. And at number 10, the World Wide Web marks its 25th birthday Wednesday. On March 12, 1989, computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee presented a way to access files on linked computers. His colleagues in Switzerland's CERN lab completely ignored his proposal, but he won them over when he demonstrated the usefulness of his system by compiling a lab phone book into an online index. Mark Weber of the Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley says there was, quote, "a tremendous amount of hubris in the project at the beginning." For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories with the most clicks. Let's check out today's mood navigator. Several different colors for today. Let's check out this small green circle right here, this story. We featured it on our newscast. CHR intervenes in PMA cadet's case. This exclusive story has 70% of people feeling happy, 12% feeling amused, and 11% feeling annoyed. Over to the right, let's see, a circle of a different color. This one is blue. Plane debris lead a false alarm. This is our top story of the day. This story has 71% of readers feeling sad, 6% angry, and 6% afraid. And right in the middle, a circle we can't ignore, it's bright green. Vong Navarro makes emotional Showtime return. This entertainment story has 80% of people feeling happy, while 14% say they don't care. All these stories contribute to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. That's Rappler's newscast for today, March 10, Monday. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel in our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Natasha Gutierrez. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.